the dollar was bought today. What's the base currency of the dollar yen? Dollar. So it went up today, which makes total sense. But they are not necessarily going to the upside yet. All right? We now have just got back up inside this old bear flag. We could turn right here. They squared up this candle right there, and they now squared it up. They're in position to go. We're actually looking for the sell to here. A break of 97.50. We're going to take it down to 97.03. That's the trade. Two trades, 1 and 2. That's a snowman. I'll draw the snowman so you can see it. There's 1 and there's 2. All right, there's a snowman. That's how we want snowman because we can press our winners here. So that means trade 1 is here, trade 2 is here. How do we trade that? 1/3 of our lots here, 2/3 of our lots here. That way, if we get it wrong, we're wrong only 1/3 of our lots. But if we're right, we get all of them on. All right? Very simple. Nothing hard here. It's trade only in those wide open spaces, folks. All right, Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar, we're waiting for the breakdown here. All right. Again, everything could change at FOMC. We will not be interested in this currency until we take the 89.50 out and the 89.44. So it's 89.40 down to this target right here, which is the 127.05 fib and the 618. All right. Now that's trade 1 right there. There's a lower trade if it gets really going. That'll be its ATR, but we can see the day chart bottom is here. So what we actually have is a 2-part trade again. 1 here, 1 here. Trade 1, trade 2. All right. Move your stop at the 8800. Move your stop at 88.57. Double your position below 88.50. All right. Very simple. Very easy to see. That's a wide open space. Don't miss the wide open space. What do traders do? They try to trade in this crap right here, and they wonder why they get burned. Oh man, the broker took my stop again. No, you traded the worst spot. Well, they try to trade here. Oh yeah, there it is. I'm in. Oh, and then they miss this one. All right. See, that's what ends up happening. All right. So don't do it. Just don't do it. £0. All right. We're waiting to see if we get this breakout here. Now remember, this is a bear flag at this point. All right. It is a bear flag. Very methodical move to the upside, an ABC retracement. All right. You can see that. A bear flag. So this is still a potential sell. If they come down to the break, to the bear flag to the downside, now we'll take it up to a 240 chart. We can see that we have the day chart bottom down here. All right? We don't want to make that trade. We want to wait for the bounce. All right? Don't trade the euro yen to the downside. There's not enough pips in here, and when they're going to the downside, they're looking for sellers. All right? You can see we've had an A, B, and a C has not finished off down here. All right? This is the area we want after they get this all done. They're not here yet, so let's walk away from it. All right? Euro pound, pound yen. Pound yen is absolutely in a bear flag, as you can see. They have squared up the candle. We're in position to go down. Where are we going? All the way to 148.90 or 147.95. All right. So let's take this up to 240 so we can see that on the big picture, and we can see that here, and there's the target right there. We look over here and we see what? Consolidation right there. All right. So we'll look for that target right there. If you want to know what's going to do in the future, go in the past and see what they did before. All right, there it is. So if we get the breakdown here, all right, we're going to be very, very interested in the sell on this pound yen. All right, so what do we got to do? We got to be below 149.00. Below 149.00. All right, below there, and we will trade it down to 148 roughly. All right, pretty easy to see that one. That's one big trade. All right, New Zealand yen. New Zealand dollar. All right, we've been waiting for this sell-off. And we didn't get it today. They got in position, but they never went. Can we see we're in a wide open space, but nobody's going? Why aren't they going? FOMC, all right? So if we get a hook back up in here and get a turn after FOMC, there's trade 1, and there's trade 2 down to this line right here. So trade 1, trade 2. Again, a snowman here, all right? We don't have a trend on this yet because we've just barely broken out, all right? In order to put a trend on here, we're going to need three tops, all right? We've got 1. We got 2. We're going to need a top up here to get a trend on. 3. They haven't done that. So what could happen? FOMC could drive it up to here and turn it here to get the trend to the downside. So be aware. Always look for market structure. Do not look for market for a trade. All retail traders go in the market looking for a trade, and that's why they get whacked. Go in the market looking for the structure of the market, and you will see where the trade will exist. So we're going to have two. If they pull it up here and turn it to the downside, and we'll put a line on here to kind of, it's not a real line, it's just a working line for now, nothing else. All right, so we could get a move up to here at FOMC, turn it on a dime, and now we got this big opportunity. All right, so our trade opportunity is if they go to the top up here about 80.13, right up in here, we'll look for the sell-off down here. All right, if we just get a pullback up to here, we're going to look for the sell-off down here. If we get it up here, we'll double our position below 79.50. All right, let's get down below 79.50. Target 1 is right here. All right, and I would not trade 2. I just hang on to this because the longer this takes, the slighter it goes. As you can see, we're in a potential wedge here, and that's not a good thing. All right. So the wedge has not been built yet. I just put that on. So this really doesn't exist. It's just here to give me a line to shoot for in case it goes to the upside. All right. Aussie yen. Aussie yen has a little trade here left. All right. A little bitty move here of about 60 pips down here. Let's take it down to a 60 so we can see it. All right. So you can see it's down to the bottom of the trend line. There's a PSR here. All right. So this is the opportunity right here. So if it turns to the downside and you take the 88 out, you're going to 87.57. All right. That's only 23 pips, folks. I would walk away from it. Forget it. It's not worth risking money for 23 pips. All right, euro pound. We're looking to take out the day chart top. We do have a target up here at R4. We could continue it up through here. All right. So we're right now on the 240. Let's go up here. You can see we've already taken out the day chart trend. All right. And you can see what did they do when they did that? They immediately retraced, immediately come down. All right. We need a retracement on this. All right. We could get a very deep retracement on this thing because we need to square up this candle down here. They could square this up all the way down to here before they go. If they do that, we're going to take this same trade we got yesterday. We're going to take the same trade again up to the top. So be aware of that. And if we break, hook, and go above the 87.64, we're looking for 89.14 as the target. Excuse me, 88.14. All right. So we got to get a retracement before we can trade the euro pound again. All right. Euro Aussie. All right. Euro Aussie has continued up the hill, and to go back to Prentice, I'm trying to help Prentice here. Prentice asked the question, do we limit out? We don't limit out, and this is exactly why you don't limit out. All right? You're seeing the reason. You move your stop. You move your stop. You move your stop. You move your stop. And you may go all the way up to here, and if you moved your stop instead of limited out, you pulled another 60 to 90 pips out of this trade right here. The traders who traded it last night on the Euro Aussie made an average of 75 pips on the trade yesterday. The day before, they made an average of 200 pips, folks. So lots of trades, lots of money being made here. All right, euro pound one more time. All right, we could retrace. We got to square up this candle down here. So we could come back down 88, 86, 80 area for there. Might not get that low. Let's pop a set of fibs on it and see what it looks like. All right. Yeah, it looks like 86.75 is a good place. Okay, so you know it needs to square this candle up. All right, so if they came all the way down to here and bounced at 86.75, we got a 618 fib on a PSR. That's a good bounce point for that exact same trade right there. All right, all right. So there we go. All right. Next one, EuroCAD. EuroCAD, we're waiting for a bounce. The EuroCAD is just not moving, folks. As you can see, I'd stay out of the EuroCAD, even though we know where the targets are up here. Stay out of it because you see it's whipsawing. All right, just pass on this. It's whipsawing, whipsawing like crazy. So be aware of that. All right? Just stay away from that EuroCAD. CAD yen, it has got a very strong movement to the upside, as you can see, very strong. We're looking for it to come back down, maybe, or maybe break up. If it breaks up, I don't have the targets on for here. I have to take the chart slowly and take them off. But a sell I'm ready for. If it takes a sell, comes back down, they turn on this channel, they're running a channel to the downside, we're looking to come all the way down here to 83, 88 if they make the sell. Now, be aware. All right, that if they sell it, they may only come down here and bounce it, and then we would have an inverse head and shoulders. All right, so the only way to trade it is to invalidate the right shoulder of the inverse head and shoulders. So you're going to have to be below 95 to even trade this, and then you've got that opportunity. All right. So there we go. All right, New Zealand yen. New Zealand yen, pop it up to a big target. All right, big chart, I should say. We broke to the downside on the wedge, big wedge here. We finally broke to the downside. We're looking for this target down here. Today, right now, this is a PSR. All right, that's a previous resistance, which is now a support. All right, if we break that, we're going to the HSI target of S5. All right, so it's a two-part trade again. Another snowman, and we love snowman. All right, so it's two-part trade. One is here, two is here. How do we trade that? 1/3 of our lots here, 2/3 of our lots here. All right, when you take this target out, you don't limit out. You leave number one on. It's only 1/3 of your lots. All right. And when 1/3 of your lots is on and they break, hook, and go in this area, you double your position down to here. Okay, if you make that trade, and if it happens, you'll hear lots of traders tomorrow telling you they made 180 pips on that trade. From this session recap right here. So be aware of that. All right. Pound New Zealand, all right, we're stuck inside a wedge. All right, Pound New Zealand, we don't know if we're going up or down. So until we get that direction, we don't know what we're doing yet. All right, a breakout up gives us a big area right in here. Should it do that? A breakdown, and we got a big target way down here. It's, again, a two-part trade here. You can see trade one is right here, and trade two is right here. All right. So which one is it going to do? I don't know. So I got to wait till it happens. All right. Silver, for those of you who can, we're waiting to see if we may get a break of the bear flag to the downside. If we get a break to the bear flag to the downside, I'm just not interested in this one at all. All right. As you can see, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and ABC. Yeah, we could definitely keep coming down to R2. All right. So if we break 1950, you're looking to come down to R2. What we really hope is they bounce here, bounce, break, and hook, and go up to 2050 right up in this area right here. All right. Now they're not swing trades. There's a target trades to the target. All right. They may end up being a swing trade, but they are not a swing trade. All right. Well, XAG, yeah, XAG is a swing trade. I'm sorry, that's the only one we do that. I thought you were talking about normally. All right, let's go look and see what they were doing with the dollars right now. They were trying to buy them this morning. They were not successful, and they're back inside the downtrend. At FOMC today, you can now see that there's a very real possibility they were unsuccessful in breaking that out. All right, so what is it now? It's a bear flag. So it's a bear flag, which tells us that the dollar may go to the downside. We'll wait for FOMC, and maybe that will happen. If the dollar breaks to the downside, Swissie's going down, CAD's going down, pound, euros, New Zealand, and Aussie are going up. All right. Pound Chief. This was a good trade for our traders this morning. Pound Chief, most of our average trade on the Pound Chief from yesterday was 110 pips for traders. We're now breaking through the 1270, pretty convincingly, by the way. So our next target is this 39.27. How are we going to trade that? We go down to the 60-minute chart. We find a swing low, swing high down here. We've got a swing low and a swing high. We pop the fibs on it, and that gives us the place to move our stops. All right. So we're gonna, if we get a break, hook and go to the 618, we'll take the trade there. We'll move our stop at the 1400. We'll move our stop again at the 1270, and we'll hang on for that target right there. All right. There is a possibility you could trade. Yeah, I would just take that as one trade. All right. Just take it as one whole trade. That's it. A little danger. Pound Aussie. All right. Pound Aussie continued its move to the upside, but we are at the top. It's pretty easy to see that. All right. So what do we got to do here? Nothing. We're at the top. All right. The Pound Aussie does have a target here, however. So they got to prove that they're going to do that. All right. No, we won't be. We don't trade FOMC. You might want to trade it after you go in after it. 30 minutes after FOMC is the time to trade it. Don't go in before. You'll get sucked in. All right. If we do get a break, hook, and go here, then we will be looking for this target up here at 71.79, 71.70. All right. Moving our stop here, 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 and here. All right. That's where you trade it. All right. All right. Just closed out 200. Nice job, Michael Anthony. Way to work it. All right. So good work. Finally, Euro New Zealand. All right. Euro New Zealand finally broke the wedge to the upside. Everybody should be able to see this opportunity here. Two-part opportunity again, right here. Snowman one more time. 1, 2. All right. 1/3 of your lots here. 2/3 of your lots here. First target is 67.69. Second target is 68.41. All right. What are we going to have? A break, hook, and go after FOMC. All right. You can see they're pushing it right now, but we're not going to trade it before FOMC. All they're trying to do is get into the wide open space so everybody knows that. All right. All right, so there we go. So we're looking for, they've now proved, they're saying, we're trying to make this move, boys. We're trying to make this move. You can see that's what they're trying to do. So they're telegraphing that to the world. If FOMC comes out right, this is what they're going to do. So we don't want to miss that trade right there. All right, so there you go. All right, folks, that's what I see. Don't forget to check those the notes up there. Also, make sure, all right, a moderator question from FX, okay? What is it? Oh, that, yeah. Thank you, Pepper. One of the moderators is going to come in here and talk and put something up here, so hang on a minute.